Well, go on, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm chilling. I'm just on the move at
Go
the
stop
minute.
driving.
So I'm in the car. No, I'm not driving. Got driving. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Like, how you been though?
I've been good, man. You know how it is. Well, I'm back in the UK at the minute as well. So it's
Yeah.
weird being back for an extended period of time. Normally I'm in and out. But it's nice to see some family, catch up with a few people now that things are moving about a bit. And then back to Dubai really soon, man.
So,
Nice.
have you not wanted to live out there? Have you not wanted to
Pardon?
move out there? Have you not wanted to move out there?
I'm fully moved out there. I just, with all this going on, I came back.
Okay.
Just because I only really get a chance every year to come back to the UK in Ramadan, when everything shuts in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, I'm coming back anyway. If I didn't come back now, it would be next year.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get back to the UK for a bit, see my people. Obviously, all this was going on, so I haven't been able to get back to Dubai yet. It's kind of a process I've got to go through. But in the next couple of weeks, man, should be back out there. Things are moving nicely over there as well. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when I'm hearing it from everyone else, they're just saying everything's good. Everything's getting back to normal.
there's still some issues. The nightclubs are still not open. I mean, some bars, restaurants, kind of moving, serving alcohol now. I seen yesterday.
Well, it's better than the situation here.
I seen yesterday a DJ spinning in a restaurant. So like that's already light years ahead of what the UK is. I don't think that means clubs are going to open straight away. But like it's moving, which is good.
That's the thing. Like, I think the lockdown was taken seriously over there as it wasn't here. Because if it was, restaurants would have been open by now. In my opinion.
The thing out there, man, you've got to do what they say because it's mad strict with fines and stuff. So do what they say and you're good. They say don't.
Yeah,
leave the
Nana
house.
and Joe were saying they were like,
Stay in the house.
it's strict.
Yeah, I mean, like you rock out without a mask, it's like 200 quid fine or something.
Yeah.
So like, just do as they say, and it's good because things seem to be ahead of what the UK is. So can't complain really.
So going to your career, how did you start DJing?
How did I start DJing? Well, I was always that guy at school. You know, them guys that are sorting out CDs for everyone on their little hustle, burning mixtapes, just tracks after tracks. Got decks when I was young. Didn't really take it too serious. One of them things where you pick them up and then like love music, play some music, but then never really got into it.
Yeah.
But could DJ. And then when I started going out, man, I just remember I was going out like, you know, that period in your life, 18 or whatever, going out 4 or 5 nights a week. I was just looking at the DJ, man. They were having so much fun. Like
you're probably
drinks,
thinking I'm spending too much money, so I need to get a job.
Yeah. I was like, I'm here anyway. Nah, and I used to just look at them and be like, yo, they're having so much fucking fun. Like, I want to do that. And obviously, I love the music anyway, so it was kind of like, you know what it is, that they're making a career out of this. Let me see if I can do something.
So from then on, what was your first clubbing gig? And like, what was the route? What was the route you took?
First night I ever spun in the club, I literally just, my boy Devin, who DJs out in Dubai now as well, but he's from Newcastle. He was just spinning at like a little, it's like bar/club in Newcastle, Bijou. And he was like, just jump on for the first half an hour.
Yeah.
It was the most nervous thing I've ever done. There was no one in the room, you know what I mean? But DJing in that scenario in front of another dope DJ, and people starting to come in, bar staff all listening at that point. Like that shit I was so nervous, man.
Like going from the bedroom to real life is mad. Yeah. Like people underestimate it.
Yeah, I'd been doing just mixtape after mixtape in my bedroom. Yeah. Like just trying to get it to DJs. He was like, okay, come to. I'd spent some time in the studio with him. He did a lot of like taking me through like, you know, just learning shit from him. And then I got to go in the club, and that was crazy. But it was just literally a jump on for half an hour. first proper gig I got was a spot called Lovedo, Tuk Tuk Palace in Newcastle, and that was kind of the same. Like my boy Play, he was DJing, and used to just go through early, jump on for half an hour with no one's in the club, jump on half an hour turned to 45 minutes. Then it was like, okay, but if I'm away, you can take this, blah blah blah, and it just went from there really.
So when did it kind of get to the point where you thought, okay, I can go to Dubai now and do the same over there?
Well, I'd DJ'd in Newcastle and the UK for like 6 years, and then 5 years, and then I was kind of like, okay, but I've got to think about like what the next move is.
Yeah.
And my boy Devin, who I mentioned before, he moved to the dopest club in Dubai. Like he went via Beirut, DJ'd there for a couple of years, and then went to Dubai. So I was like, I went over and checked him in Dubai, and I was like, okay, I've got some people here, and it's a lot older clientele and everything in Dubai.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can do what I love to do for longer, without it being like just DJing to students. I kind of got sick of students, man.
Like, why is that?
Just because it just got messy, innit? Like the midweek student gigs, I did them for a while, and it was just, it just wasn't my thing that I wanted from it. Like messy. That's
yeah.
So I was kind of like, nah, like I want some. And
so you're like the high end. You're like the high end DJ. You like that bouginess as well.
No, it's not always. Not high end. A nice hip hop rave would be great, but like they can get messy. But man, students get younger and younger every year, and I just don't think they party different to how I want to party now.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, nah, and the winters got to me in the UK a bit as well. And eventually I was just like, every time I had a chance to go on holiday or had some free time, for like 4 years in a row, I would just go to Dubai, link people, talk to people, find a way of kind of becoming a bit more known in Dubai. And then luckily, man, I got an offer for a club out there that moved me out. So
was it a big thing for you to move out there, or because you've been there before many times, it was all right?
A bit of both. Like, it was crazy moving country. Like, moving country is just crazy anyway, you know, selling, because I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not like half gonna do it. Like, I could have kept my crib here, gone over for 2 months, seen if I liked it or whatever, but I was like, I know that that's where I want to be. Like, I'd seen enough of it to know that even if I didn't work out here or whatever, like I could do something else over there. And I was kind of just like, you gotta do it. So I sold my car, got rid of my crib, packed up all my shit, moved over. And it was crazy, like, because even though you do know, I did know a few people over there.
Yeah,
I'd only seen the kind of the stuff that they'd showed me. Living over there is a different bag, like. So it was definitely scary, but it definitely also helped having people that I knew have got me over there, like, if anything.
So did you get your own place, or did you share an apartment or place?
Well, luckily the guys, the club I work for, a lot of it, if you take a contract with a proper contract with a nightclub, I think any job in Dubai, like, they either pay like a living allowance, or you can move, they can give you a crib. Like, I just took what they gave me, but it's fine. Like, I had a crib, it was nice, swimming pool and everything. Then I moved a bit more central, which feels way more like living in Dubai.
Is central better than outskirts?
Well, I never got a car out there because I was quite central, but like, where I first lived, it wasn't outskirts, it just wasn't right. Like, where I'm living at the minute, man, like, I can see the Burj Khalifa like 200 meters away, 500 meters away from me, you know what I mean? So, like, it's different. You wake up and you see all the high rises and you're like, yo, this is crazy. Whereas then it was kind of like, it was still quite central, but it was like kind of like the suburbs. So you didn't walk out and instantly you were like, it's somewhere hot, but you weren't like see the Burj Khalifa or like Dubai Mall. Like, I'm right next to Dubai Mall now, which is fucking sick.
Is it easier to? Would you say it's easier to DJ over there than it is in Newcastle or in the UK?
Nah, man, there's different rules over there.
Explain.
Well, as being a resident in the UK, I was fully self-employed. So like, you hire me to work, I jump in, do a set at your crib, jump out. That's me good for the next week or next time I'm booked. Over here, like, I'm the resident, so I'm counted on to like help make decisions like in the meetings about like bottle shows or themes or stuff like that, and like coming up with the show music, and it's a lot more like you're fully involved with the club. Yeah, way more hands-on, but a lot more pressure as well, especially like there's just me as the resident, so like to make sure things are right and not just like shit ideas or whatever, like to get them right. And obviously you relaying like other DJs to work with us or whatever, like you counted on to like relay messages and stuff like that. So it's way more hands-on than just turning up to a club in UK, spinning, having a drink, bouncing.
Do you think do you ever get nervous or maybe like worried about your sets being taken, or your like the manager just coming up to you one day and be like, that's it, we've had a good run, that's it?
I mean, touch wood, not so much yet. There's always struggles out there, you know. If you get a new GM, it's the same anywhere though. Like, they have a new idea, they've never heard of you, they have their own favorite DJs, so you do feel like that if there's a change in the club or whatever. But I've got a good relationship with them. I think I've been there from the start, so it was a brand new nightclub. It wasn't like I replaced someone else, so I have to worry about the same thing or anything like that. Like, that was a brand new nightclub that I got in with, so I feel like I've justified what I've done. Yeah. So that it wouldn't just be like, I mean, touch wood, obviously, like anything can happen at any point, especially with how the world is at the minute. Like, you know, if they can get someone cheaper, I can imagine a lot of people will.
DJing out there must like help your crates as well. You know, like there's a lot of it in the bigger international crowd out there.
Massive international, man. Like, the Spanish stuff's obviously popping over there. A lot of French stuff, Afrobeat. Like, it's people from. It's predominantly like a tourist. Even though there's a big crowd that stay and live out there, it's a tourist spot. So you got people coming from everywhere. So yeah, you do have to keep your crates fresh, and it's a lot different as well. Like, format crates. In the UK, I was just a hip hop DJ, like urban DJ, hip hop DJ, and when I went out there, because being a resident, you might be, say Friday, we've got open format night, so then I've got to get in my open format bag. Yeah. Like, so as far as music wise, it's definitely like I was a hip hop DJ, so that's what I liked. Then when I was like, fuck, I do open format at the start.
So you got thrown in the deep end straight away,
but
basically.
You know what it is? I loved it eventually. Like, one, it felt nice working out what people liked and how to put them kind of sets together. Yeah. And two, it was kind of like, well, it was like relearning something all over again. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was great for that.
Does it help you kind of coming back to the UK to get sets back in the UK, saying that you're a resident out in Dubai? Or even to other countries as well?
There's no sets, but it does help. I mean, I'd kind of built good reputations in the UK anyway, to where I was spinning. Yeah. You know, Manchester, Liverpool, Edinburgh, Belfast. So I was kind of about anyway. So I had those relationships, which is always key, really. But it's definitely, I probably would have seen that this year if it was going to help me, but obviously with all the clubs being shut, no sets, no UK sets this year, which is
no, nothing. Like, I was just thinking, you know, like, just for DJs who have the overseas residencies, they're lucky because those countries and cities are now opening up for July/August. Like, over here, just there's gonna be nothing. There will clubs will be. We kind of do though, in a way, because if you think about it, they're still hesitant to even put restaurants back, and that's restaurants. That's not even clubs. Yeah.
But I wouldn't be so sure that I mean, I guess Ibiza have kind of said their thing. But like even Dubai, I'm going back. But I don't know if that necessarily means clubs are going to be opening. Like,
Or they'll run it to 50% capacity or something like that.
but that's the thing. Like, how's business wise? Like the way, like obviously restaurants and bars are kind of open and moving. That might be the case for the next 6 months, but
Yeah.
it still doesn't mean the clubs can open because social distance in a nightclub, in a lounge or a bar or a restaurant, so much easier to like make sure of it. Whereas in a nightclub, like.
But surely in Dubai, because they got the space, right? And most of the clubs are outdoors apart from like One Oak.
Well, even the outdoor clubs. I mean, the outdoor clubs wouldn't be opening until September, October.
Okay.
Because it's too hot. So
yeah,
cool. You got an outdoor club. Less risk of spreading COVID, but it's 50 degrees outside. Like, like that. They're the ones that can't be used. But
yeah.
You know, they're going to want it back as soon as possible, really.
It's hard because, like, yeah, again, like obviously with the weather, it's not the best. It's not ideal.
Like, it sounds ideal. Like, if this was winter, you could bet on the outdoor clubs it being a place where people come and party, because outdoor clubs probably going to be allowed to open quicker. Like, we can do this. But really, they're not going to be open for ages. So I don't know if it means the indoor clubs are going to be open. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's some funny comments in here. More, what up? Aves is out here. There's some Dubai people in here. That's that Tim Westwood killing me.
October for 48 degrees. Why is it so hot, man? Like over there, it's just crazy.
Man. By October, it'll be nice, hopefully. But like, I'm heading back in a couple of weeks, like I said, and it's gonna be 50 degrees.
So during this period, like, if this wasn't quarantine and there was no COVID situation, where would you be? Like, what would you be doing during this? Would you already come back here and do your sets?
No, I would have come back. Ramadan was April till May, April 23rd, I think, till May 23rd. So I'll come back every year for that anyway. That's my 1 month off. Everything shuts in Dubai, so I come back, check family, check friends, and then for maybe 3 weeks, maybe try to get a holiday in. It would have been good, and then head back to Dubai. But because of this, nothing's moving. So I kind of stayed longer, but it's time to go back, man. I want to get back, and kind of, I don't want to be late to the party. You know what I mean?
Do you see yourself moving to another country again, or do you see yourself moving back to Newcastle, or staying in Dubai?
My plan was always Dubai for quite a foreseeable future, but you never know when I've done my kind of. I had a plan of like 6-7 years, so like when you've done that, you never know if something comes up somewhere else. So I'm not opposed to going somewhere else. I like hot weather. Like, I love UK, I love Newcastle, but in the winter, nightlife industry especially, when you 5 o'clock, not waking up till 3 o'clock the next day. Like, by the time you get home, sort your ears out, chill. Like, get to bed properly. You might not wake up till 3, and then it's getting dark, man. And in the winter, them dark nights, that's what made me be like, I need to get out of here. So I'd come back. I'd keep. I've watched the family and friends here.
Them winter nights aren't the best.
Newcastle winter nights, cold, bro, cold. But I'd keep something here. I'd always love to come back.
Okay, so
gonna have roots here.
So what's the best club you DJ'd in?
Like famous wise, like Tape London I did, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Did their Halloween special, which was right before I moved to Dubai as well. But that was crazy. I mean, the way they ran that and just jumping in, it was kind of a last minute thing as well, and it was a super dope experience to do right before I went to Dubai. I DJ'd in China. That was crazy. Huge club in China, like big money club in China. That was very different as well.
Was that through networking or?
Yeah, man. Like that's most of that's key for DJs, networking.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to have skills to back it up, but networking is so key, so key. So China I did, which was crazy. That was like, took me 24 hours to get to China. I was literally at a 2-hour set. I was there for 24 hours, and then it took me 24 hours to get back. And that was
you just literally for 2 hours. It's taking you 2 days.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know, the hospitality was great by the club itself. It was an experience.
What's the scene like in China?
Well, I only went to that one club, and I was kind of booked to play an open format set.
Yeah. On
vinyl as well, on text as well, which I hadn't done in a long time because obviously you get so used to CDJs in nightclubs. So I rock up 1210s there. I was like, all right, like loud club, like it's work when you use 1210s. I don't care what people say, like it becomes, you can breeze through on CDJs in it, like you can have a good time. But I was like, okay, like this is work tonight. The club was insane. Like the club was like a Dubai club. But the clientele, man, they do things different out there. There's not much dancing. Even the fit girls, they'll be out here headbanging, like fully going in. Like I was like, this is crazy, but it was dope, super sick experience. And I'd do it again. I'd make sure I stayed for longer.
Yeah.
If I did it again, but it was sick, very sick.
So, what other countries have you or cities you toured in?
All around the UK, everywhere in the UK, Scotland, Ireland and stuff. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, China, Bali. I spun out in Bali. That was a crazy experience as well. Where else? A few places in Europe, I think. Good link. Obviously, I work with DJ City, so a lot of the DJs around Europe, like we connect quite regular. Always handy when they come out to Dubai as well.
So going with that as well, going with DJ City. So when did you get involved with them?
Well, DJ City, when it came to England, played the top guy for the UK site. He's from Newcastle. And then when DJ City TV started and stuff like that, a lot of it, the office was in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So it was just the case of when it was there, is just repping them as hard as just repping it, and then eventually started, doing a few bits with them, and then when I moved to Dubai, that was like, we can do a DJ City kind of stamp on Dubai, and that was when it officially started properly working for them, like a regional manager of Middle East, which is super dope. I handle like the UK Beat Source playlist and Spotify playlists. A few other things, but the main focus is really connecting dots out in the Middle East.
Do you think with the intro versions and stuff like that, it makes DJing a cheap way of DJing, or do you think it's just made it easier and better in the sense of mixing styles?
Definitely, people can do way better things with those tools than if they weren't there. It does make it easier, but the cream is still always going to rise to the top, and the people that want to make it a career and not just 15 minutes for some chicks or whatever. Like the people that put their time and effort in, and there's intros for a lot of things, but if DJ City didn't do them, other record pools are doing them. If you didn't have record pools, you're going online, and if you really want to be a DJ, you're trolling all through records anyway to find them, so you're gonna be able to find them. But just
it's literally like what you do with them.
Yeah, 100%. You think about like if you use, say, your boy's DJing and he's like, "Yo, jump on for 10 minutes." You go on his laptop, you're like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, I have no idea where anything is. I have no idea what versions you've got. Blah blah blah. Like, it's way easier, but for me, it's better. People are going to do it, so we may as well give them the right tools to be able to do it really good.
Do you prefer using laptop or USB?
I've always used laptop really, like started on turntables, but right when I started really, Serato had just come in and it was kind of like making its way into clubs. So literally the people that got me into DJing were like,
Yeah.
fuck all that, like just jump on Serato, this is the way forward now. So I was like, calm.
See, the thing is, like, do you agree that if you got USB, okay, yeah, that's like the raw type of mixing as well as using turntables, but you also see songs that you wouldn't even play, to be honest, because like, you know, on laptop you'll just search for the song because you know what song goes with what.
Yeah, but also USBs, you don't have the same, you can't see as many songs.
Yeah.
So I still feel like you'd get into the same routines anyway. Whereas at least on a laptop screen, I can see 50 songs at one time. Also, anything you can do on Serato, really, now you can do on the CDJs, cue points, loops, everything. So literally, for me, it's just being able to scroll my songs that fast. Search feature is super key. Otherwise, I do feel like my sets would be like starting to be repetitive because you might turn around, you've got 20 seconds left, and you don't have a choice but to play this next song.
Yeah.
Whereas
what makes your sets
20
unique?
seconds left, quickly type something, search it, and you've got it. Boom.
What makes your set unique compared to other DJs?
That's a good question. Now, I mean, to be honest, my just catalog, like, I just think I know I can read a crowd real good, man. Like,
yeah,
I think I vibe with the crowd. I remember how I was being in that crowd and what kind of I loved or hated, and kind of tailored it to that. And what I loved when I was first coming up DJing, the people around me loved, so they'd all roll with wherever I was. You know what I mean? And it kind of just being able to read the crowd after that is perfect. I mean, there's nothing crazy technical about club sets, but I don't think anyone needs a crazy technical club set. That's not really why the people are going there. So just raising levels at the right times. That's what I think I do super well.
So with DJing, like, it is a business at the end of the day. So how do you make yourself that kind of business model that you could sustain this for the rest of your life, or is there another plan for you after this? Or
there's no real plan B. I mean, the DJ City thing is kind of what I want to build up to fall back on.
Yeah.
When this finishes, and I'm not like wanting to be in the club 3 nights a week or 4 nights a week. So like that's the plan really. As far as just being building your business model, man, consistency, like forward thinking and just enjoying it. There's so many DJs that have been a resident for the same club for 3 years, and by the time you look up, and it doesn't look like they're having fun. It doesn't look like they're enjoying themselves. So you need to be someone people can buy into as well. Like, he loves what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Super consistent. Always been good. Like, I've never walked in and heard like some crazy shit going on or whatever. And just consistent. A lot of it's consistency. A lot of it is the connections you make as well, your network. That's a huge thing for your business model as a DJ. Just as a DJ, your network and your connections are super key, because if you fall on your ass, you might have to call that favor in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How long does it kind of take you to build up? Like, how long did it take you to build up your following and your kind of network of people?
DJs, it's always an ongoing thing. I mean, the great thing in the UK, DJ City did the link-ups, maybe started 5 years ago, and that was like a huge eye-opener for, like, you know, people you chat with online or whatever, but then, you know, to meet them, to make a proper connection. It was really from then that it started. I remember Play, actually. It was Play. He was connecting with the American guys.
Yeah.
And one of the things he did, I'll never forget, I don't know if I'm telling his secrets or whatever, but he would be like, so-and-so from America's coming and spinning tonight with us. He's just taking my wage. So he'd do that night for free, pass up his wage
Mm.
to get this DJ, but that'll create a moment where this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
If everything's cool and you guys get on or whatever. So that's great for networking. Like, it's not always what you're getting now. Yeah, cool, that money would have been nice on the night, but that connection you just made is probably going to repay that. Like,
Yeah,
10 times.
definitely. Like, you got to do them 3 sets to get the sets that you will pay you a lot more.
Yeah.
How many times have like you been rejected from clubs or from sets, or has that not really happened to you, or has it happened to you?
It definitely has. I mean, when you were starting, literally making mixtapes and passing it around, you might not get told no, but you just might not hear back, which is a rejection in itself. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, all right, they don't want me, or they don't need me, or whatever. So that was hard. As far as now, like, I went through a period of time in Newcastle where I didn't seem to get any new bookings. A lot of new DJs were coming up, whatever. They were getting the bookings. I had my solid bookings anyway. I wasn't going for, but people kind of thought that I was going to be too expensive, but without even having that conversation with me.
So they just pre-assumed straight away.
So they were like, these are the sets he does. Need them on a Monday. We're not going to be able to afford them. We'll hit someone else. But like, you got to have them conversations, because
Before
that
you
might be
assume it.
something that I might be like, you know what it is. This is going to be crazy, or I can see a great thing happening here. So you know what it is. Like, yeah, okay, I might get paid that normally, but let's go. I'll rock with you guys. Like, I'm down. So that was kind of a weird time for me when I got told that, and I kind of had to change some things up. And even Dubai, man, I was coming over, like I said, 3-4 times a year.
Yeah.
For 4 years, and didn't hear a single, not a peak really. Like, I was handing out CDs to promoters, CDs to clubs. I'd get the odd email back, but then it wouldn't go anywhere. So that was kind of hard. Like, for 4 years, like, doing it, and then eventually, like, something great happened. So I can't be mad.
What? So a lot of people don't really understand, you know, like the work put in behind the scenes for DJing. Like, a lot of people just see, okay, cool, he's DJing in Dubai, or he's doing this, blah blah blah. So, like, what advice would you give to up and coming DJs trying to get their name out and get into the scene?
Well, obviously, consistency, like I said, is just be seen, do dope shit, like, constantly. Your network's so important, man. I can't decide whether I guess it's kind of a mixture between both. Like, try and be popular that the crowds obviously want to go to, and you're going to get work that way. But you're also going to get work by being stand up to your peers and making those connections, and being a guy that they know they can trust, being, you know, I know I'm a nice guy anyway, but so just being yourself. But a lot of people, you might have gigs, you might be crazy popular and have the best gigs. If a lot of peers, you know, if you're arrogant or whatever, like, your peers can help you as well, like, get gigs and get work.
Definitely. And you know what, like, with
run with the right people. Like, a strong circle will do good things, because, you know, the 4 other people in your circle, one of them can't do a gig. He knows you can do it.
Yeah.
One of them, the manager at his place, is looking to put on a new night. Okay, well, my boy, I can vouch for him, and being vouched for is.
Sorry, bro, I just lost you.
And yeah, my battery thing. The venues don't want hassle. They want someone where the manager doesn't even have to think. If he's going to DJ as good as you were last night, okay, get him. And that might be your peers that can get you in that conversation.
Definitely. And I think, you know what, now it's more of a numbers game, especially on social media. And like what you're saying with the whole, like, networking thing, is just like a lot of DJ, like, I don't know if it's yourself, like, do you, like, as yourself as a DJ, do you look to other DJs about their branding and following first before their mixes, or do you look to their mixes first and then those things?
Well, mixes aren't as much of a big deal as when I was getting into it. So not always can you even readily hear a mix from a DJ.
Yeah.
Like, they might not have a link in their bio for their mixes, or they might not do a mix every week. Like, maybe 3-4 years ago when Mixcloud popped off and everything, people were doing the weekly thing, the monthly thing, the connection thing. That's another thing that I did, that I love doing as well. When with the mixes, I did a collab with mixes.
Yeah.
So I did something called Dirty Dozen. It would be 12 tracks from me, 12 tracks from a DJ from around the UK, and each month it would be a different DJ. So just linking out, reaching out, having those conversations like that, for me, I do look at Brandon. Everyone looks at Brandon. You'd be lying if you said you didn't. The hearing test, like just going to the club and hearing someone spin is always a key for me as well. Yeah, and the person themselves with the DJ, that matters a lot more. I want to work with people that are cool. I want to work with people that are good people, good vibes.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than book a DJ. He comes up, doesn't talk to anyone all night, plays his songs. Even if he kills it, the fact of that happening might mean that, like, I might not push for him to be booked again. You know what I mean?
What's your take on DJs not playing playing their role in the sets? So warm-up DJ not playing their role and stuff like that.
It's a huge thing. But as long as it's not... Firstly, I would always trust the residents. So if I go to a nightclub as a guest DJ,
yeah,
and there's a resident there that's spinning some of the biggest hits early, he's the resident. So for me, okay, like, he's rinsing a few tunes, but one, I should have enough tunes that I can be okay anyway.
You don't need to worry about it.
He's at this club every week. He knows how this shit runs.
Yeah.
So if he feels he has to go in a bit early, then I trust him. That's for me. Like, if I was doing a guest set and the resident was running through tunes, still this is his weekly gig. Like, he knows better than me. I just better make sure I've got more hits for later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think it's an educational thing that you need to be taught this? Because a lot of people don't actually get taught this. Like, you don't go to school and someone teaches you a warm-up set. So it's like, yes, do you think a lot of DJs...
Yes and no. Like, no, not really, because it's common sense. There's not many people in at the start. Don't rinse all the tunes. You know what I mean? Like, you're not playing at that time to get people coming in and doing fucking handstands and crazy dancing early. Like, everyone's going to feel uncomfortable with that anyway. Like, you want people to come in, get themselves a drink at the bar, hopefully spend some money, two-step. They don't get themselves comfortable. And the right warm-up will mean later on in the night, you're good. But some DJs will just play, but then again, they're not the ones that are going to be residents. Residents are there to help the nightclub.
Yeah.
They're there to help it run smooth and as how it should. If you're a resident and you're just battering fucking Drake or like the biggest bangers in the world from 10:30 when your club opens, and every DJ's complaining about you, like...
But everyone's going to go home, because once they've heard their song, what's the point in them staying till 1 o'clock?
Exactly.
So it's
very important, man. Like, the flow of the night is super important. People need to feel comfortable. And you need to move the levels up just at the right time. So yeah, I do think it's very key. So
DJing in Dubai, have you got a big Arabic crate or not really?
Well, because it's a tourist thing, it's not just like Arabic. I've got a few Arabic bangers. There's some bangers as well. Like, sorry, that's my fault again. That you would never come across.
Yeah.
But so much French music, man. Like, from Dubai, especially. Like, that's what I've picked up on loads. Like, a lot of Spanish, but French music out there is crazy.
No, yeah, definitely.
There's some
French in the
there's some
UAE is
Arabic
massive.
and Moroccan tunes and stuff like that people will request, and they
Yeah.
go off. To be fair, there's some big ones. So yeah, it's building. It's building.
Do you do like a cheeky YouTube MP3 thing, or do you use your phone?
What if someone requests something
Yeah.
and I can't find it? Russian. This is hard with Russian as well because their keyboards different hours.
I
It's
knew
really
like
fucking
yeah.
hard. Like trying to find that on YouTube or iTunes or whatever. Like for me, especially because of the sound system we got at the Club Aspen at Mantis.
Yeah.
It's a crazy sound system. So I wouldn't even feel comfortable like running a YouTube riff because if something happens or it sounds terrible, like you might not get a chance to like listen to that the full way through.
Yeah.
So for me, iTunes on, download it from there. We've got something cool coming with Beat Source, which I'll definitely use in a nightclub situation. It's a streaming service for DJs. So we literally just started that on record boxes. We're going to launch it on Serato as well via DJ City. It's like DJ City and Beat Source together.
Okay.
So when that's going to be so much easier for like DJs that are in the request clubs or bottle show clubs, like to be able to find the music. But Arabic and Russian keyboards, man, it's so hard. Like honestly, you have to make sure it fits the night as well.
Yeah.
So like if I'm looking around and like this one group of Russians, like sometimes like this just it can't run really, like unless they're spending crazy money, then you can't do whatever you say. That's the be all and end all of it, really. If they're spending crazy money.
So you see with DJ City, right? Why is it that with the music they get rid of like the songs every I don't know, was it 2-3 years? I don't know what it is.
So,
but like you see like with BPM Supreme or other record platforms, they've got the songs from like 1990 or whatever.
Well, so you can probably, I don't know if you noticed, but on DJ City, have you got a charger? On DJ City, you can see our library without being a member.
Yeah.
Fully legit, but a DJ record pool is a promo pool, really. So that's for promoting new music.
Yeah. So
you can't really, without having serious label agreements, you can't put like mad old stuff on there. So it's all the new stuff, and we keep it up for a certain amount of time. With Beat Source, though, the dope thing about this is it's fully licensed.
Yeah.
Via like the major and pretty much all the record pools.
Okay.
Record labels. So when we're putting music on a Beat Source, we're not just putting the new music on, we're putting
it's all the music, yeah.
Back catalogs, like I'm talking from Madonna to Drake, like everything. Yeah, revamp was needed.
So I'm gonna need to get on that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. When that's on Serato, like it'll be such a handle. I don't think I would run like full nights from it because you've still got the credits you like.
Yeah.
But like for requests and stuff like that you might just not have picked up on the night before you get to the club, like it's going to be so good to just be able to reach and get it. Yeah, we just got he's saying the revamp was needed. We just got the new website launched yesterday.
How are you on the mic? How are you hosting your sets? Are you comfortable with that, or are you?
Yeah, I'm getting more comfortable. I mean, from the UK, and especially Newcastle, it wasn't something that we did at all in Newcastle. If anything, it was looked at as kind of chavvy, like not good. But the thing is, if you get someone that's dope on the mic, they'll change your night. And that's something I've had to learn. Like, just had to like.
What was the best way of practicing for you?
Pick 5 sentences. Just use those 5 sentences in the night. Always a couple of beers. I'd be recommended. I'd be recommended. And being comfortable, man. Like, just get comfortable with your own voice. That's a huge thing as well. And you get there. It was much easier going to Dubai and doing it because once you DJ'd in your own city or to the same clubs for a while, and they know you don't use the mic.
Yeah.
Then if you start picking up the mic, it becomes as, what the fuck's he doing? Like that's not how he sounds, or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and then it gets awkward. But moving to Dubai, it was like, I just thought like, none of these people know who I am. I can be whoever I want.
You can do whatever you want, yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I ran with it. I still wouldn't say like I'm super comfortable, but I do use it. I mean, some of the guys I work with are great on the mic as well, so it's kind of easy for them to just handle that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely helped me working with them as well, be around people that use the mic to see what they say before certain things. And kind of, all right, say, a lot of it was me saying the same thing as someone else would, but just slightly changing it, so, like to more how I would say it.
With your residencies, have you had people come over from UK for guest slots, or do they more just kind of keep it to just you?
Nah, a couple of times. Obviously, I'm the only resident, but we have people that spin every week as well from Dubai.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of guests. It's quite different out in Dubai because you need a permit.
Yeah, I was hearing about that. Yeah.
Like to be even allowed in the DJ booth. So for a club owner, unless you super trust your resident and he says, I vouch for this guy, he's going to smash it. Like, if you've never, as the owner, if you've never heard the UK DJ spin, you're going to be like, well, why? I've got a resident here that I know what he's going to be, I know what vibe he's going to be on. It's going to be cool. Like, why do I need to? But we've managed a few times to get some of the UK guys over. We got Charlie Sloth over as well. That was cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of the UK artists have been over. But DJs, we've had maybe 3 or 4. Scotty B a couple of times, who's a beast, but he's DJed in Dubai for a long time. So like the owners of the
so they kind of know him basically.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. But we had Kenrick, who's now DJing in Dubai as well. Obviously Samuel, my boy, he came over with me when I originally moved. He was there, and a couple of people from Europe, but not like loads. But if there was someone where I was like, he's dope, we should definitely get him, then I would definitely put their name forward. But it's mad different out in Dubai, man. Like, even me, it took me so long to like work out the lane that certain nights and clubs were in, because compared to the UK, where it's just a free-for-all, I feel like they trust you more and people are willing to like buy into the party a bit more. A lot of people are waiting in Dubai to see what's going to happen. But I love it, man. And it's such an experience, like relearning it all and being like, okay, like I feel like I conquered Newcastle. Like from my point of view, like I've done everything I could. And a lot of the UK, I didn't just want to be moving around every weekend for the guest sets. So like this would like jumping in there is like, okay, this is what we've got to do for the shows. Like I'm learning as well, which is great.
How do you find it with like the competition of DJs now coming into Dubai? Like a lot of people now moving there, just staying there now.
There is a lot, but for me, it's hard to comment because if you ask people that have been there for 10 years, they might tell you something different, and they might say like, we hate it, like they're taking all our jobs, blah 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 blah. For me, I want a scene I'm involved in to have the best of everything, the best DJs, the best nightlife, the best whatever. So for me, if a dope DJ is going to come from abroad, come. Yeah. Like, you're going to make this place better. But there is a lot, like, but then again, like, Dubai's one of them spots, isn't it?
And yeah, it's you know, there's a lot of DJs now that I'm talking to who are thinking about going there or you know, done a lot of sets there and now thinking about it. I'm actually thinking about it as well. Sorry to jump on that one. No. But I'm thinking about it. I was like, because I've done Abu Dhabi twice. I've DJed out there, but I've never done Dubai, and I wanna.
Where did you do in Abu Dhabi?
So I did 3 years ago. I did Taste of Abu Dhabi on the Yas Island thing, and then last year I did the F1 on the Monster Energy yacht.
It's sick.
So yeah, that was you know what? The only problem is that you know, so how, you know, on these yachts, right, you can't wear your shoes.
Yeah.
But they stupidly had glass when we weren't wearing shoes. And obviously everyone's drunk after the race. And my set, so I'd had 2 sets, but my last set was after the race, which was supposed to be a 6 set, right? That's one of the main sets. Anyway, so halfway through my set, this guy dropped a glass on his foot, like blood everywhere, and they shut down the yacht. So luckily, I've got contacts in other yachts, so I got into, do you know Exclusive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got into the Exclusive yacht. Charlesy was there, Conan, like all of them lots. So I just got on and then just chilled.
That's where I was the year before, and that exact one. It's still really good vibes.
The Exclusive, that yacht is calm.
Anyone moving.
What were you saying?
What I would say, just going back to that, is anyone that does want to move to Dubai, as long as you're bringing something to the scene, to the culture, and you get involved, like for me, you can't really go wrong. You can't really go wrong as long as you put everything into it, and you're not just here trying to take money out of other people's hands, or like if you come correct and people are cool with that. There's a load of DJs in Dubai, and a lot of them get on really well with each other. We've done the link ups out there, and we had like 100+ DJs, like all in the same room doing some dope shit. Like becoming involved in the community and like trying to push things forward itself
it's a community. It's like a family. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, bro. But that's not even just Dubai. That's if you go anywhere, or even a different city. Say you moved to Newcastle, and you didn't give a fuck about anyone. You didn't try and get involved. You just wanted to turn up, get your money, get out. Eventually, people are going to be like, no, well, hold on.
No one's going to want you.
No, but we don't want this guy here, and the DJs will talk and blah blah blah. Like the key thing is just dive in, get involved.
In the next 5 years, where do you kind of see yourself? What do you want to achieve?
Well, the perfect scenario would be, because I was involved in opening Mantis, would be seeing Mantis grow and it being a fucking crazy thing in 5 years. You know, one of the whites, one of the one oaks, you know what I mean, out in Dubai, where people feel they can't miss a night there. So I kind of want to build that with them. And then the guy who owns Man is a super cool guy. He's business minded as well. So if things go right, he'll expand and hopefully take it to other countries. That would be cool. Also, I want to be more in with Beat Source. There's a lot of stuff coming up with that company that has a lot of dope shit coming on. Coming up that I can get involved with, and it'd be cool to work a lot more with that team, the Beat Source team, not just the DJ City team.
It'll be sick to see that though, like, you know, to see the journey of Mantis and to see what happens, and also because you were saying you get more hands on it. That's your input as well. To like a lot of the artists, like I'll be asked about and stuff like that, and it's cool being that kind of stable guy that they trust and they can come to. So like, and being there from the start is like, okay, where can we take this? I want to win as much as them. So hopefully with the right team, like we can do some super dope shit. But bro, this has been a good conversation, man. Like, and I really appreciate your time. It's been very
amazing, man. I appreciate it. You've been doing some good stuff, man. I've seen a few of the other interviews. It's good stuff. Really good
appreciate it though. But like, hopefully, I don't know about what F1's saying this year, but next year I'll probably come out. And well, hopefully I can come out and come through to your sets and stuff.
100%, man. Holla, let me know when you're out. I'll probably be there, like I said, in the next 2 weeks when flights and stuff come up. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, summer's dead to everyone, isn't it? But it wouldn't surprise me if Dubai does start to open. If there's really sick winter in Dubai, because a lot of people are going to, even though people don't want to fly at the minute, a lot of people are going to go.
Bro, I'm not even fussed about flying, to be honest. Like, I'm not. I mean, I have got health conditions, but I'm not really scared. I'm not really scared, to be honest. Like, I've had my 4 months indoors. Like, I haven't been out in 4 months, so I think I'm done now. You know.
Yeah, no.
It gets to a point where we're all ready.
Yeah, 100%.
And especially if you're looking from a mental health perspective as well, like people need to go out, people need to see their families, friends, blah blah blah.
For real, mental health's going to be a big thing, man. It's good that I haven't heard more bad stories about mental health. Like, it hasn't been loads, because it could have easily like been a real problem, especially in our industry. You know, when people aren't getting paid, people aren't having that social aspect. Like, it could be really difficult for DJs, and it is really difficult. So see everyone come through.
I don't want my
We're on the way out now. We're on the way out.
So Jordan is just killing me. I don't drink Grey Goose anymore, man. It's just Henny.
But Henny.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know if it's cheaper, then I'll obviously get Grey Goose. But in the shop, to be honest, they're around the same price.
Henny hits me different, bro. Henny hits me different. I've got to be careful on that.
Bro, it hits different though. It hits totally different.
Yeah, like I'm cool. Like I'll have a few drinks if I spin on certain nights. Like I'll have a couple of beers and I'll hit the vodka. But if you start mixing Henny in there,
This is what you gotta do: champagne, vodka, Henny, all in one night. That's what you gotta do. That will mess you.
That's nasty. Yeah.
Just real talk, man. Got to stick. Yeah, it is. You just gotta all stick together, like especially during this time, because at the moment we're all in the same boat. Like, I know you're going out there to Dubai, but still the clubs aren't going to be open straight away when you get back. So.
And there's a lot of good friends I've got out there, and all the community. Being a DJ out there, you kind of drawn towards DJs wherever you go. So going out there, like a lot of my best friends out there, like they're all DJs, so we're all in the same boat. So even though I'm going back and there might not be work instantly, like me and a lot of my friends, like no one's been paid for a long time, you know what I mean? And no one knows when it's next going to happen. But for me, I just want to get back there quicker, sooner rather than later.
But bro, safe travels, man, and like I hope you're staying safe though. And yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch.
100%, man. Holla if you come out. For
definitely. Sure. Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. See you soon. Bye.